Good morning. Today is the 15th of March, 2017. It is Thursday. Today we're doing Narcissism's deep psychology in regards to gaslighting, after seeing an Alan Robarge video today on the subject. In response to the negative emotions, we acknowledge the emotional reality is not being acknowledged by the gaslighter. The validity of the emotional reality. We need to mirror back emotions. That's very important in reality. But a gaslighter does not allow you to feel emotions. And when you feel emotions, they shut you down. And human emotions are essential for communication and for relating to the other human beings in your life. And so the emotional reality is what is wrong with emotions. Because the gaslighter does not want the victim to feel emotions. So the narcissistic psychology, deep psychology of this is that there is a problem with the narcissist gaslighter, not the victim, and the victim's turning around, mirroring back his own emotions of denying emotions. In other words, something traumatic happened, and depending on the variety and the intensity of the gaslighting depends upon whether or not the person who is gaslighting has had some very serious trauma in their life. What's wrong? The parent does not want to or has learned to suppress the emotions, and this is the great emotional avoidance. So anytime it looks sad, they don't even recognize the emotions of their children when they're sad, because they have been conditioned to not respond to emotions, because that's how much in denial emotions. Of course, today it might seem like emotions are very hard work and very unhappy, and so people want to avoid unhappy, but that's the thing. You have to express and feel. And whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it's a necessary component to understand, because that's our reality as humans. That was designed for us for a reason. Don't be sad, says dad or mom, for example, or any caregiver, does not validate the reality of emotion. It's shutting down emotions, so they're not existent. And basically it's crazy making, because people can't understand that who are human, because that's so ingrained in the humanity. So it's making us into drones, basically. There's various levels of gaslighting, from unconscious avoidance to psychopathic game playing, psychop game playing, and mind wash via gaslighting. And if you remember that movie from, I think, the 30s or 40s, you remember how the gaslights were flickered, and the woman was told, no, they're not flickering. But they were flickering because he was flickering them, and then lying about it, so that she could not, in her reality, understand how that would happen. And so her reality became questioned, came into question, and she questioned her own sanity, to the point where he was really seriously messing with her sanity. And in a way, that's called psychological warfare of the brainwash techniques. So that kind of conditioning is extremely cruel and dehumanizing, and against the human rights codes, by the way. It's illegal. It's inhuman. And it leads to all kinds of problems with psychological burdens on persons. So that is torture. Tactics of gaslighting. Gaslighters. They're manipulators, master manipulators. They can be covert, subtle, or covert extreme. Now, the covert subtle are usually like the gentle type of people who just don't want to feel emotions because they're painful. So they repress them because that's how they've been taught, and that's how society has been teaching people for years. And it's going to turn us all into useless drones that follow orders, sheeple that follow orders and nothing else. And without human emotions, we are dehumanized, because that's the base of being a human, is to express emotions. Safely, of course, and for a purpose, for a good purpose. I mean, there are a lot of negative emotions and anger that are expressed, and Alan Robage was talking about this, how emotions can be just used, anger can be used, for example, as a way of avoiding as well. So you just get angry, that's it, I'm angry, I'm walking off, storming off. That's not dealing with emotions. Okay, that's a quick fix as well. So there's ways of dealing with emotions, and it's a very subtle art. And unfortunately, society has negated that art form of expression of human emotion, which we have to get back into touch with, and in order for us to be healthy and fully whole human beings. Now, the aversion to real emotions probably happened in the past. Past experiences of extreme negative problems. Something traumatic in the past perhaps happened, and the situation being that the person is in denial and it gets extreme. You know, the more repressed, the more extreme the gaslighting happens. And it's also the wave of shame. For example, when the person who has been gaslighted remembers, is reminded by the gaslighter of the, the next time. So they get into this patterning or conditioning that disallows the person to feel. And then they become psychotic, schizophrenic, cut off from their emotional reality. And that's why there's a lot of mental illness today, depression, etc., etc. Not allowed to express oneself can do this. The amount of gaslighting is directly proportional to the gaslighting, and the past of the person's own negative past, emotional abuse, etc., which was emotional abuse is emotions that are not expressed properly, as I was talking before, and Alan was talking before about the repressed anger issue. Okay, that's avoidance as well. So it can go into the mirroring effect as well. It causes post-traumatic stress disorder when a person has been severely abused by a gaslighter, or a gaslighter has used extreme gaslighting techniques or tactics on a person. How do you heal from gaslighting? That's probably going to have to be our next topic. But I hope you enjoyed tonight, or this evening, or it should be this morning. Yeah, almost coming up to morning. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and try to understand the next why. What is it exactly that causes gaslighting? Thank you very much.